All right, today we're diving right into the middle of workplace chaos. We're going to talk about how the most complicated organizations out there, sprawling construction sites, busy factory floors, even hectic hospitals, somehow manage to keep their people safe when it feels like a million things are happening at once. So let's get right to it.
Seriously? Just picture one of those places. It looks like total chaos, right? But it's controlled chaos. So the big question we're tackling today is, how do you do that? How do you systematically make sure that in the middle of all that noise and activity, everyone goes home safe?
Well, the answer is pretty straightforward. You absolutely need a system. Because let's be honest, managing occupational safety and health, or OSH, is unbelievably complex. You're not just watching out for one thing, you're basically juggling countless moving parts all at the same time. And let's break down what that chaos actually looks like. At any given second, you've got dozens of different activities happening. You've got new information flying at you constantly about new hazards or procedures. You're trying to track a whole bunch of different risks, everything from a simple slip hazard to some complex chemical exposure. And of course, hanging over all of it is a mountain of legal stuff you have to comply with. It's a lot. So you can see why trying to manage all this piece by piece is just a recipe for disaster. The only real solution is to funnel all that complexity into a single organized system, something that gives you structure, that gives you focus. It's all about taming the chaos instead of letting it overwhelm you. But when we say the word system, what are we really talking about? I know, it can sound like one of those vague corporate buzzwords, but in this case, it's actually a really powerful and very specific concept. At its core, it's actually surprisingly simple. A system is just an orderly set of components. We're talking about parts, procedures, people that all work together for a specific reason. The keywords there are orderly and work together. This is about intentional, coordinated effort, not just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
Here's a fantastic way to think about it. The human circulatory system, right? You've got all these different parts, the heart, the veins, the blood, but they are all perfectly coordinated with one single purpose, keeping you alive. Well, a safety management system for an organization, it works on that exact same principle.
Let's just map that out for a second. The coordinated parts in your body are like the structure of an organization's safety plan. The shared function gives you consistency. Your heart doesn't just decide to beat differently today, right? And the whole goal of keeping the body alive, that's the same as the system's goal, to drive continual improvement and keep the whole organization safe and healthy. Okay, so if the system is the body, then what's the heart? What's the engine that keeps it all pumping? Well, that's what we're going to look at next, and it's a simple but incredibly powerful four-stroke cycle that drives everything forward. That engine is something called the PDCA cycle, and you will find this at the core of pretty much every modern management system out there. Some people call it the Deming cycle, after the guy who made it famous, W. Edwards Deming, but whatever you call it, this is the engine of continuous improvement. It's this really elegant four-step loop. First, you plan. You find a problem and you figure out a change to fix it. Then, you do. You actually implement that change, usually on a small scale at first. Next, and this is crucial, you check. You measure the results and see what actually happened. And finally, you act. If it worked, great, you make it the new standard. If it didn't, you take what you learned and you loop right back to the beginning to make a better plan. It's a cycle that just keeps going. So how does this look in the real world of safety? Well, in the plan stage, you're identifying hazards and setting safety goals. For the do stage, you're putting controls in place, training your staff. In the check phase, you're doing audits, investigating incidents, and then in the act phase, you're using all that data to make things better and improve continuously. See? It fits perfectly. And this whole idea of a systematic approach to safety, it's not new. Not at all. It's been evolving for almost 100 years. Way back in the 1930s, experts started linking accidents to failures in management. Then, in the 50s, Deming brought us that PDCA cycle we just talked about. By the 90s, we started seeing international standards, and it all led up to today's global standard, ISO 45001. So, okay, we've talked about the why, the what, and the how. Let's wrap up with what I think is the most important part, the payoff. Why bother with all this? What are the actual real-world benefits for your people and for your bottom line? A good OSH management system really delivers on three huge fronts. First, it gives you control over all those hazards we talked about. Second, it makes sure you're in compliance with all the rules and laws.
And maybe most importantly, it helps you build a genuine, strong culture of safety across the whole company. And the results of that strong safety culture? They're massive. Of course, it all starts with the number one goal: fewer people getting hurt or sick. But the benefits just ripple out from there. When people feel safe, morale goes up, productivity goes up, your company's reputation gets a boost, and hey, a safe workplace is almost always a more efficient one, so you end up saving money and getting some crucial legal protection. It's a total win-win. So I'll leave you with this final thought to take back to your own world. Think about it. Is safety where you work just a series of frantic reactions, putting out fires after they've already started? Or is there a real system in place, a humming PDCA engine that's proactively, constantly making things better? Because that, right there, is the difference between chaos and control.